Attention viewers, Nerd Den needs you to subscribe to his channel to help him reach 2,000 subscribers by the end of the year. You will obey or you will be exterminated.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Nerd Den here once again, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about something a little bit different. And yes, I am still talking about Doctor Who, but not necessarily about Series 13, Series 14, the 60th anniversary, the 2022 specials, anything like that. I'm going to be talking about the fandom itself. Yeah, the Doctor Who fandom, Whovians, or whatever Doctor Who fans are called in this day and age. I'm going to be talking about the current state of it, kind of like how the fandom's evolved and, you know, stuff like that. And more specifically, I'm going to be talking about toxic positivity. That is something that's, well, it's a phrase that's been thrown around before, especially during this era of Doctor Who. And it is something that I want to give my own opinions on and discuss in a video. So that being said, let's start talking about toxic positivity in the Doctor Who fandom. So yeah, Doctor Who, in terms of the fandom, there's kind of two major groups that are in play. So there are people that seem to, well, enjoy the new era of Doctor Who and love it, and that is good. That is good. You know, if you enjoy the show, absolutely hats off to you. I'm glad you're enjoying entertainment on TV. That's fantastic. But then there is a group known as the Not My Doctors, who are like kind of like a stereotype of where they completely detest the new era of the show, just mainly because the current person that is playing the new, well, the Time Lord is is a woman, and that is the reason why, one of the main reasons why they do not like this era of the show, and they don't like the real world messages, and they claim that Doctor Who is woke, and etc, etc. And I do understand some criticisms regarding this current era, but that is actually what my main thing is for today. This isn't my main focus. Again, this is completely unscripted. I'm just kind of going in on a little bit of a rant, a little bit of a discussion, and yeah, we'll get there in the end. But yeah, I did mention toxic positivity. Now, this is the complete opposite to what a Not My Doctor stereotype would be. And this is kind of people that will defend the Chibnall era to the end, or at least a certain era to the end. Not necessarily Chris Chibnall's era. Could be Stephen Moffat's, could be Russell T Davis's. It could be any era of the show, and they will openly defend it to the end, and they see any form of criticism being like, you know, some mass form of hatred, etc. And it's like, whoa, hang on a minute. No era of Doctor Who is perfect. Like, even the Russell T Davies era, that is one of my biggest highlights of the show, I do still stand by a lot of criticism about it. And same with Stephen Moffat's era as well. And yeah, of course, with Chris Chibnall's, like, I've really enjoyed the previous seasons and whatever that Chris Chibnall's done, and I'm looking forward to Series 13. But I understand, as I said earlier, there are criticisms that, yeah, it rightfully deserves. But that in no way means that someone is, say, sexist or slandering the series or something like that. And those are the names that have kind of been thrown around recently. And it doesn't necessarily happen on YouTube, but it can happen on, like, social media platforms like Twitter, etc., where, you know, you post your opinion publicly, and then you get swamped by people saying, oh, no, you can't be saying that, etc. Because quite literally, if the masses don't agree with what you're saying, you get branded with all this stuff. And I've seen channels that have literally just, you know, completely gone off YouTube, like the Hoodix, for example. They stopped covering the current era of the show. You know, they stopped talking about news about it and stuff like that because they got trolled pretty hard at the beginning of the year, saying that they, quite literally, they didn't enjoy Revolution of the Daleks. It's fair enough. I mean, I enjoyed the episode, but because they shared their opinion, they got quite literally, like, you know, verbally abused online, and it's just like, why? You know, just because someone didn't enjoy the episode that you really enjoyed, that's not going to affect your levels of enjoyment. Just because someone is, you know, expressing different opinions to you does not mean that you have to go out of your way to just completely, you know, try and upset them, or whatever the whole goal behind that is. And obviously with Twitter as well, it leads to quote tweets and stuff like that. People are trying to put their own input, and it just becomes a complete mess. It really does. And the reason why I'm making this video now is because we are heading into Series 13, and I remember seeing a lot of, you know, Twitter arguments and stuff like that with Series 12, especially with the Timeless Children story arc. You know, it was a big talking point. I know there's a lot of, you know, there's a lot of different opinions on that storyline. But yeah, you know, regardless, like, obviously the Not My Doctors isn't really a group that I would categorize myself under. Just because you don't like the current era of the show doesn't automatically mean you fit under that stereotype. But at the same time, if you enjoy it and you see someone disagreeing with it, that doesn't give you the excuse to label them and start having to go at them on social media. You know, it's one of them. Like, literally, if you see someone not liking the show, just leave them to it. There you go. That's it. That is how simple it is. But yeah, I've seen a few posts as well on Twitter recently where, you know, quite simply, you can't even make a speculation tweet anymore about the future of the show, because, you know, you get branded as like clickbaiting and, you know, just baiting people on, etc. And it's like, no, like, the whole point of getting hyped up for the new series is that, yeah, you are looking forward to, you know, what's going to happen. You're going to speculate, because we are heading towards the end of an era for Doctor Who, the end of the Chris Chibnall and Jodie Whittaker era. There's a lot of exciting things happen, and yeah, of course, people are going to speculate, but that doesn't mean that they are out their way to, you know, be misleading or anything like that. They are simply theorizing, and, you know, that's what I mean with the Doctor Who fandom recently. It's just kind of like, if you put something out there that you don't like the show, there's a good chance that, yeah, you could be branded as a Not My Doctor. Or say, if you know, yeah, that, like, there are people out there that really defend a certain era of the show to the extent where if other people don't like it and they see that, it's like their way or the highway sort of thing, and then you get a bunch of labels and stuff like that. And I think there's only a certain extent to how you can defend an era of the show. Like, really, like, you know, it's just one of them, really. That I don't really know what else to say, really, apart from just heading into Series 13. Just when it comes to online discussions and stuff like that, just generally try not to get into, like, arguments and that, really. I'm completely going off on a random tangent now, but yeah, just try and just, you know, generally be nice. You know, the kind of motto of this generation is that people preach about being kind and stuff like that, but 9 times out of 10, that don't matter. That honestly doesn't actually happen online. You know, the people that preach it will gladly start calling someone offensive names on social media because they have different opinions of them. So, yeah. Honestly, when it comes to other stuff as well, not even Doctor Who, like other, you know, not even just entertainment, but, like, you know, news, politics, etc., people jump down each other's throats, and it's just generally, it's just, honestly, just be nice. There you go. Practice what you preach. Quite simply. You know, just be nice with one another. But yeah, going back to the Doctor Who fandom, toxic positivity is a little bit of an issue with the current state of the fandom. You know, where people, if they hear something negative about the current era, you know, the diehard fans, that is generally, like, where they will openly like slander an individual, and it's just not right in my eyes. Any era, any show, anything like that is open to criticism, as long as it's valid, you know, it's constructed, etc. It's not like, oh, I hate it, you know, the Doctor's a woman. No, you know, you know, it's got to be valid criticism, and 9 times out of 10, I've actually seen that online, and people are still being branded with these labels. It's like, what? But yeah, there you go. I'm gonna end this video here. I've completely gone on this non-scripted and whatnot, but I might do a follow-up to the video. It's kind of a little bit of a different one, but yeah, I'll see you all next time. Thank you very much for tuning into today's video. If you are new around here, subscribe for more nerdy content, as we are on the road to 2,000 subscribers, and I will have a more traditional video releasing tomorrow where I will obviously be geeking out about Doctor Who. But yeah, I'll see you all next time. Goodbye for now.